Oh, through the highs and the lows, we've been walking this road. Hand in hand, we've been learning how to love and to grow. 40 years in the making, and we're still here today. Carry around and know that God's love paves the way. With the brand new rings or the lines on your face, we're finding grace in the sacred place. We laugh when it's hard and we fight there too, cause God's got a plan for me and you. We're keeping it H-O-T, honest, open, transparent, you see. Bridging hearts, baby, where love's supposed to be. From the vows we set to the dreams we chase, we're building forever in God's embrace. So, bridging hearts. From the kitchen table talks to the prayers late at night, we know love's a battle, but we're still holding tight. Got a card game to spark up the flame again. Reignite the fire with your lifelong friend. Love is a gift, oh, straight from above, designed for his purpose, sealed with his love. Every tear, every laugh, every baby, I'm sorry, it's all part of the story. To him be the glory. H-O-T.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome in.
Thank you guys for joining this morning. We'd like you to come on in, share.
Like us first.
Yeah. Yes.
Good morning,
Please do
everybody.
that. Please do that. But
Yeah.
welcome. We'd like to welcome you to another segment of
And look
Marriage,
who's our first person on.
Marriage on Purpose.
Good
Who
morning,
would that be?
Apostle-elect.
Good morning, Apostle-elect. It's awesome to see you on this morning.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. But once again, we'd like to welcome you to another segment of Marriage on Purpose, where we dive into real conversation about love, relationships, trust, and marriage.
Amen.
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 I believe this is going to be a awesome topic we're going to speak on this morning. And I can see we're kind of dabbing in that area a little bit sometimes, and we really didn't realize it. But what we want to talk about today is busy is breaking marriages.
Mm-hmm. Busy is breaking marriages.
And then in this segment, we're going to address how we quietly drift away in many marriages, especially among couples that love God. You know, because we're fully involved in serving, staying busy, doing good things. But the thing sometimes we lose in doing those good things. Sometimes we lose our connection.
Yeah.
At home, because we're busy doing other things and we're really not connecting at home.
Right. So, we're talking about busy is breaking marriages. And so we can be busy in a lot of different aspects. And like my husband just said, it's good things that we're busy in, but being busy is neglecting the really good thing.
Right.
So we gotta be careful that we're not doing that. Right?
Yeah, because this is my good thing. So I can't be busy doing other things to neglect the good thing.
And he's busy doing other things for his good thing, which making his good thing not happy, right? Amen.
So some of the things we want to talk about this today is during this segment. What does busy really look like for a couple right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the other things that we got a couple of topics we're going to be dabbing in throughout this segment. And another one is, how does success sometimes give us a false sense of security?
Yeah.
You know, we're just going to rattle off a couple of things and then we're going to dive back into these conversations.
Well, we want to say good morning to Lisa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And she said her and her husband had just talked about that. So that's good.
That's
right
good.
there.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning. Thank you for joining us as well.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you. Another one is, you know, we're going to talk about what are the early warning signs that we ignore or we see other people ignore.
Yeah.
And then another topic we're going to dab in is how do couples confuse peace with emotional distance? distance.
Right. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, best friend since kindergarten. Okay. So this conversation is definitely, it's not about blame. It's about awareness, alignment, and action before distance, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. So we're gonna dive right into some of
Yep.
these
Let's go.
questions. So, so what does busy really look like for a couple right now?
Mhm.
You know, one of the points we're going to talk about is busy is the enemy of intentional.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we can be so driven, we forget that this, we forget each other, we get distance.
Mhm.
We stay focused on, you know, on the why in our marriage, but we don't stay focused on your marriage matters.
Mhm.
You know, we focus on why we need to do this, why we need to do that, but we don't focus on our marriage
Yeah.
and why it matters to us. We
Mhm.
do everything and we put our, you know, our spouse last.
Yeah.
You know, it also, you know, business often just, you know, disguises itself as responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know, we feel that this is our responsibility, like work, you know, those were ministry, children, church, our side businesses, family obligations. None of these things are bad. Trust, you
Mhm.
know, none of these things are bad, but the problem is that everything else gets our best attention
Mhm.
and our spouse get what's left.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we give all our bets and intentions until the side job, until the
Yeah.
marriage ministry, or either the marriage, the church, or kids. So, and your spouse receive what's left of all the best thing that you put into all the other things. So
Yeah.
we become busy doing all these things,
Which is good
which is
busyness.
good business. Don't take it, you know, don't take it like we're talking about that. But it is busy. It is a good thing. But
You
you're
can't.
putting all your business effort into all those things, but then your spouse is receiving what's left of all, everything that you put your
Yeah.
heart into.
Right. Good morning, Sheila Warren. How are you, sis? Amen.
Good
Cedric
morning.
Anthony, your brother.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Welcome.
Good
Welcome.
morning, your brother. He all right with me. Good morning, sir. How are you? Okay, and so now we're going to talk
So,
about the second thing with how does success sometimes give us a false sense of security. And you know, success does not protect intimacy in ministry. Spiritual success can mask itself
mhm.
as well, spiritual success can mask itself as relational decline. You can pray together and still be disconnected, you know? And so success masks neglect. When careers are thriving, finances are stable, or ministry is growing, it's easy to assume everything else is fine too. But success can cover emotional distance. You know, you're doing well in everything, but you can't see the inside of what's really happening. So things look good on the outside while connection is weakening on the inside. And so we gotta make sure that we're not allowing success to hi Monique. We can't allow success to give us a false sense of security, like everything is okay. All
so
right.
good morning. Good morning again. We want to thank those of you all joining us
Lisa
right
said,
here.
"Oh, my husband needs to hear this."
Thank you all for joining this morning. For those who are just joining in, we're talking about busy
Hmm.
breaking marriages, how
Hmm.
we get into the mode of being so busy doing other things that we really don't put a good effort towards our relationship towards our spouse.
Right.
And we talked about a couple of points. Uh, you know, one of the other points is, you know, what are the warning signs?
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, you know, if the only questions are, did you and what time?
Yeah.
You know, emotional intimacy is already leaking from you. If you got to ask that question, then the
Like, did
emotional,
you get the kids ready? Did
yeah,
you make my dinner? Did you get my lunch?
lunch.
Did you
Oh,
remember to?
right.
Yeah.
What time did I need to be there? You know, you already lost that. You're leaking in an intimate, uh, emotional connection
Hmm.
because you're so busy doing all the other things,
Yeah.
which are good things.
Yeah.
But like we said before, you're giving all your good effort towards all the good
Busy.
things,
Yeah.
but you're giving your spouse what's left of all the
Yeah.
busyness that you're giving.
Right.
So the
Before you dive in, can I
yeah,
just say hi to Monique,
sure.
my sister?
We
Hi,
well, you
Monique.
didn't catch it. I said hi to Monique.
No, you did.
Yes, I
Oh,
did,
okay.
but it's
And
okay.
hi, Prophetess
Yeah,
Doris.
we didn't say hi to Prophets. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us, Prophet. Really
And your
appreciate you.
brother said he loved you too.
Love you too. you know,
Okay,
and
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I knocked
yeah,
him off his
yeah,
square.
yeah. Dr. Omar's way. You know, and one of the other things, some of the warning signs together. We're real. We're together, but we're really
Yeah.
not connected.
Hmm.
We spend time in the same space. Without engaging. We with phones in our hands. We got the TV on, and our minds are
Hmm.
elsewhere. You know, but it's actually a parallel living
Hmm.
because we're so busy doing other things. We're sitting down having a conversation, not really having a conversation, but we're talking, but we have our phones out.
Yeah. Or we're talking, but you got the game on, and it's not
Or,
even the most important game.
yeah, or we're so busy doing other things
Yeah.
on the laptop or things of that nature
While we
that
having a
while we're having a
conversation.
conversation that we
Yeah.
drift in and out. So
Yeah.
that's kind of some of the warning signs that you're too busy.
Hmm.
How busyness is breaking
Yeah.
marriages and not really giving your focus because you're so focused on getting things established, getting things done
Hmm.
that you're doing parallel relationship because now you're trying to blend the two together, but you're giving more attention to what you're doing and you're just giving your spouse, like I said, the leftovers of what you have because you're engaging them, you're engaging what you're doing, and then all of a sudden you're engaged in them. Hey, okay, wait. But then you're back to doing what you're doing. So we have to be mindful. Those are some of the warning signs when we get together. And like I said, we're like my wife spoke about watching a football game and we're supposed to be having a conversation.
Hmm.
You go back, just say a big play happens. Oh, and you just get excited and you totally forget about what you were talking about before. So
Hmm.
you're not really engaging in that. So
Right.
we have to understand and realize that busyness, though it's being good,
Hmm.
it can really hurt your relationship in your
Yeah.
marriage.
And you did you talk about that sometimes we know what's on one another's calendar, but we don't know what's on our heart.
Hearts. That
Yeah,
is so
that's
true.
busyness. That you know what we have to do, where we have to go, who the people that we need to see, but we don't even know. We're not even really looking at the heart of the real issue, or the heart of the real matter is your marriage.
Right.
And so we have to start making sure we're taking a deeper dive in the hearts of our spouse, more so in the calendar year.
Right. Because we're so entrenched in looking at that
Hmm.
that we want to know about everything else that's going on. Okay, when is this due? When is that due? When we go here? When we go
Hmm.
there? When we're supposed to do this? But you never take the time to ask your spouse, what's really on your heart?
Hmm.
How are you feeling? What emotions are you going through?
Yeah.
So we get so busy with all the other things being they're good, but we still have to realize that the marriage is our number one priority.
Hmm.
And we have to stay engaged in that.
Yeah. And so the next thing we want to talk about is how does couples confuse peace with emotional distance?
Mm.
How does couples confuse peace with emotional distance? And it's quietly drifting away until it's costly. And then you can be productive, faithful, and doing meaningful work and still be emotionally unavailable to the person you promised your life to. And so the pain goes underground, unspoken disappointment doesn't disappear, but it just goes quietly over time. That buried pain can surface as numbness, resentment, or emotional withdrawal. And so we have to be careful that we're not allowing these things to drift, our marriage to drift through the quietness, through the we can't ignore these signs. I should say we can't ignore these signs and allow our marriage to start drifting away. So you got to start paying attention to these signs.
Yeah.
Right.
So right. So those are just like we're talking about. How do we confuse the peace
Mm-hmm.
with emotional distance?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we think that being quiet
Mm-hmm.
is peace.
Yeah.
And in the instance, it's really not peace. It's
Mm-hmm.
you distancing yourself emotionally from the
Yeah.
situation
Right. Okay.
because we're being quiet
Mm-hmm.
opposed to addressing the issue that's going on. So we have to be mindful of that too. That can how people confuse. Oh, I got peace. You really don't have peace. You just emotionally detached from the
That's good.
situation
Yeah.
because you're quiet. You don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
So you kind of you know pull yourself away from it, and they assume that they have peace
Yeah.
because they're really not talking about it. But it's
Yeah.
just really you just distancing yourself emotionally
Mm-hmm.
from that situation.
And one thing I truly believe that people don't understand is peace is not the absence of noise. You know, people always say, I need peace. I just want peace. Peace is not the absence of noise. Peace is something that we have within us. And so peace it's a knowing. It's not so much the absence of, but it's a knowing. It's who we are, you know. And so we got to make sure that we're not confusing peace with emotional distance. Right?
That's true. That
Yeah.
is so true. And then because we want to talk about marriage, it survives on structure.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stay healthy by accident.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand that your marriage doesn't stay healthy because of an accident. Oh, we're going to do this, do that. It stays healthy because of structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you have to stay healthy, and it stays, like I said, it stays healthy. I'm sorry, by structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what do we mean by structure? Some of the things we mean by structure is, a scheduled connection. You sit down, you have a set time where this is our date night. This is the time we shut down the phone. This is the time we shut down the TV, and we just have intimate conversation.
Yeah, that's
And we
structure.
talk with one
Yeah.
another. Those are structure.
Mm-hmm.
Then you agree in rhythm, and we kind of touched on this in service the other day about being in alignment.
Yeah.
So you have to be in agreement with your spouse on certain things to get that rhythm of going on. So what we're going to do, what we're not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So these are structures that you can do. You have clear priorities.
Mm-hmm.
You have to prioritize. This is what we're going to do. This is not what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do this. So you have to have those clear priorities, and these are part of structure. What we mean by structure. You got to have protected time, and just like I said earlier, you got to have time where you just need to be together and just enjoy one another.
Yeah.
You got to protect that time. You can't get so busy doing other things that you don't have the time where you can get away, the time where you can uh, you can rejuvenate yourself together. So you
Yeah.
have to protect that time
Yeah.
where you can do that. You just
Yeah.
can't, at fly by moment, I see you, kiss you. But, you have to protect that time of intimacy, that time where you can grow
Yeah.
together.
And then it has to be planned.
Plan.
You know, we talked about the scheduled connection, so it has to be planned. You have to intentionally plan, not so much a date night, but just plan time to be together. You know, when are we going to come together? And it's just us. You know,
Right.
talking about us and not the calendar.
Right. That's
Right.
true.
Yeah. So, but without that structure, busy wins.
Mhm.
Busy wins, and that means when busy wins, marriage lose, and ministry wins. Ministry wins, but your marriage lose. Work wins, but your marriage lose. Everyone else get the best version of you, and your marriage gets leftovers. So we want you to just going back to talk this through. We want to make sure that you're understanding what we're saying and what this live is about. We would like for you to share with somebody that really needs this, somebody that really needs to hear this, because we have a lot of successful couples. We have a lot of couples that's in ministry, a lot of couples that have, successful jobs and careers, but you got to make sure that your marriage is not lacking. And so
Mhm.
we want to help people to where their marriage is winning as
Well,
well. And so there's a balance of it all, but you have to be able to come together as one in marriage, in ministry, in business to make it really work. Because that's what God truly desires. Because it's a lopsided. He don't like unbalanced scales, and
right.
so we have to make sure our scales are balanced when it comes to marriage and everything else God has called us to do. Right?
Yeah.
So I just want
Yeah.
to ask them a question. Now, if you have time, if you can, on your computer, on your phone, I want you to answer this for me in the comments. What if one spouse sees the drift and the other does not see the drift? What do you think should happen?
Mm.
We want to engage with you to ask you, what if one spouse sees the drift and the other does not see the drift? What do you think should happen?
Ooh.
Right?
Mm.
Sheila says, I love that structural connection, taking the time to talk to one another and discuss things with each other. Yep, that's
Yeah,
very good.
that's very good. That's
Good
very good.
morning, our best
Good
friend
morning.
Beulah.
Good morning.
Hey, Sister Brent.
Good.
So yeah, we want to make sure that we are really connecting at every part of our lives, because you know what? Here's the thing: when everything else wins, our business, our ministry, and everything that we're doing outside of
Mhm.
marriage per se, even when we're doing it with our
Yeah.
spouse. Get it?
Mhm.
We can be in business with our spouse. We can be in ministry with our spouse, but we're giving all that attention to the ministry, to
To
the
business.
business, to uh, our career, but our marriage, us, we
Uh,
are disconnected.
Connected. Mhm. That's
So we
true.
have to even be careful, even because you say, well, I walk with my spouse or I minister with my spouse, but we're still disconnected at home. And
Right.
when we get home, we don't have anything to
So,
talk about except ministry, except
yeah.
business. But we're not talking about how are you today?
Day. Hmm.
Yeah,
What's on your heart?
yeah,
How are you feeling? Because and like we said, the things are good that we're seeking. The things are good that we're doing, but we have to understand the balance in that. There's
yeah,
a structure in that because, like I said, like my wife spoke about earlier, you can be so involved. Like if
yes,
you're in ministry, you can be so involved in doing ministry work. It's not bad work; it's good work. But you really, at the end, you're giving all your all for the ministry. You're doing this, doing that, but your spouse is lacking.
yeah,
You're getting what's left over from all that you put out because now you put all of this out. Now you get home, you're tired,
yeah,
you don't want to engage, you don't want to do this because now they're receiving the leftover of all of your business that you've done earlier in the day or earlier throughout the marriage.
yeah,
You're being so busy, you want to start a business, you're being so busy. And there's nothing wrong with these. These are all good things. You just have to understand the balance in
right.
that.
And Sister Brent said, I pray and ask God for permission to talk with my husband, especially if it's a sensitive subject. And that's
And that's
exactly
exactly
what we have to do, especially when it's sensitive, because God may give us information, inside information on how to come to our spouse.
yeah.
That's real
Our
good.
beautiful daughter just joined.
Yeah. Hi,
Welcome.
Tila.
Good morning, Tila.
She said, that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah. And Sheila said it actually becomes unbalanced, and one partner may detect that, but the other partner may not. Correct.
that's correct.
Yeah. And Tila said, wow, to what you said earlier.
Yeah. And it's so
Yeah.
true. I mean, you may not you may not think it's an issue,
Hmm.
but it is an issue.
Yeah.
And that's where the communication, the time you take out to spend, the time you get to know their heart,
Yeah.
then you can know, well, I need to take a step back.
Yep.
I need to take a
And
step back and
realign.
realign myself where
Yeah.
we can grow together opposed to us drifting apart.
Right. And I like what Sister Brent said. When it's a sensitive subject
Mhm.
matter, you don't just dive in
Mhm.
and talk about it,
Right,
especially if you haven't been spending that quality time together
right.
already. But just take time pray and see how God will have you to approach the matter. And then when you sit back and you pray and ask God, and God will give you the information, the inside information to be able to go forth and speak to them gently. And you know, don't be surprised when He tell you to come away that you never even thought would work. But when you involve God in your marriage, He gives you such different aspects of how to approach your king, aspect of how to approach your queen, and you wouldn't even have thought about it. But when you involve God in it, then that helps to be able to have a conversation to where it benefits the both of you.
Right.
So it's really important.
And even with that too, we're talking about structure and non-structure as well regarding the relationship, regarding being busy.
Mhm.
That goes back to any business
Mhm.
idea, any business you're in. There's a structure for that business.
Mhm. Okay.
And if you put too much structure in one part of that business, the rest of that business is going to fall apart.
Okay.
So you put, busyness and we're just going to make all the money here,
Mhm.
but you're not looking at other avenues about how is our how is our employees, how
Yeah.
is our equipment, how is our
Yeah.
to say quality of our product.
Yeah.
If you don't put that even amount in that, it's going to fall
That's gonna
apart because
start
your
lacking.
structure is going to
Mhm.
start lacking.
Yeah.
The structure is going to start lacking.
Mhm.
The business is going to start lacking because you're not putting in full structure for the whole entity.
Yeah, and it's not
It's
balanced.
not
You
balanced.
got to make sure it's balanced. Your marriage has to be balanced. Your business has to be balanced. And how do you do that? But you know what? Your life, individual life has to be balanced. And you start the morning in prayer. When you start your morning in prayer, God will give you a balanced structure and show you on how to answer everything, on how to do everything. But you got to seek Him first. And because when you seek Him first, He's going to make sure that you stay balanced. You know what I'm saying? So don't neglect the main thing is God. The main thing is seeking God first in your own life and your personal life, and then you start getting everything else
Right.
together. And God is not going to lead you astray to where He has you so busy, making money, so busy in ministry. You have a successful ministry, you have a successful job, career, what have you. But then yeah, you have a family, not so much family, but your spouse is at home lacking.
And
That's not a balanced God.
that's true. You can look at, just like the things in the people in Hollywood. They have a lot of them have successful businesses,
So it appears
successful
on the outside.
acting career. They're making
Yeah.
a ton of money, but they haven't balanced it.
Yeah.
They haven't poured into their relationship. That's why you see a lot of them in the divorce rate
Yeah.
is so high because they're putting
Yeah.
so much. They're so busy in trying to establish their career that
Yeah.
they lack
Hmm.
being intimate with their spouse or who they're in a relationship with, and it tends to fall apart.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you drift away from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in drifting, just just the thing, drifting doesn't come from betrayal. It comes from neglect with good intentions.
Yeah.
A lot of betrayal becomes because we're neglecting. Taking us
We're
out.
live.
They're taking us out. We're neglecting the good things in our life. So that's where a lot of times betrayal comes in. And just the love survives feelings. But marriage survives structure.
Yeah.
So we have to have some structure with that. So we're talking about the busyness, how it's breaking up marriages, and how to combat those things, and how to just know some of the things that we're doing regarding that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was it for today, you all. But we just wanted to make sure that we have a couple of announcements. I was trying to bring them up. That's why you saw some a glimpse of our upcoming events. But Tila, let's go through these comments. Tila said yes, and the word talks about that. That's it, Tila. False balance. That's why we need the wisdom of God.
That
It's
is so
so
good.
important.
That is
The
good.
false balance, uneven scales, and the word does talk about that. That's it right there. And Cedric said, outside of talking, you need to love harder, because if you focus to love the devil along the devil will make both of you shut down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you become roommates and
Right.
wondering, when do we drift away?
That is
That's
so.
those
That's so
early warning signs
sad.
we was talking about. Exactly. That's real good. Very good. Thank you guys. Enjoyed you both. Blessings. I love you,
I love
Apostle
you.
Lay.
Yes, we
Thank
love you
you.
too.
Yeah. And so those are the early warning signs that we needed to talk about, as you see it drifting away. But that answered the question,
Question.
what do you do when you see that your marriage is drifting away?
Right.
Yeah.
That is so
So
good.
yeah, so thank you all so much for coming on. We do have a couple of announcements to go over, and I was trying to bring them up. I don't even know why it disappeared. But anyway, we do have something coming up on Valentine's Day. We are, and I will be posting it later on the Bridge and Hearts page as well as our personal pages. But we're getting together on Valentine's Day. But we just want you to save the date, couples. Save the date on Valentine's Day, because we're having an outing. Well, we're trying to secure the location right now, but it will be a dinner, and there'll be an outing connecting with couples. And you know us, we always like to come together and have fun and eat and
Yes.
have fun and come together. And so stay tuned, and we'll probably even be connecting with some of you personally, whether it's by text or email, to invite you out to the Valentine's Day outing. And the singles, we do have something coming up for the singles as well. And if you want to know what the singles are doing, just shoot me an inbox on my text on my Facebook page, and I will let you know what the singles are doing as well. Right? Okay, we're going to go back to Sheila saying, spiritually, I like the term of how one partner wants to be right, but yet speaking and spending the time with God allows that time for the partner to want to be righteous, especially with the spiritual relationship with your spouse. Okay. Okay. I get it. So that's her answering the question about how I forgot what the question was.
We understand. We understand.
Yeah.
It is so true. Yeah, I think you're talking about when one is being so much engaged and in the ministry and being part of a ministerial position or things of that nature,
Okay.
or serving God.
Oh, okay.
That we don't. He's able to speak to God, but you still want to be in the vein of understanding what's going on.
So you want to speak to God, but don't speak to you.
Mm.
What? How you gonna go before a holy God and talk to God and you ain't spoke to your wife or your husband? Okay, anyway. That's good. So thank you, Sheila, for that. Okay, so that was the Valentine's Day outing. Saturday, February 14th, we will be getting together for Valentine's Day. So please stay tuned for that. And then we do want to talk about this. This is coming up in April, you all, and it's a weekend getaway with other married couples. And this is going to be, you want to talk about it? 'Cause okay, this is his guy. This is our couple, y'all. This is the Lloyds, MJ Lloyds, and relationship coaches, and they're presenting on April 10th through the 11th. And so that's going to be Friday from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Saturday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are going to meet at the Chicago Marriott Naperville. Now the $325, that's early registration. That does include your hotel room. Okay. And then it includes Friday night hotel stay, Saturday breakfast and lunch. This is an event you do not want to miss. They have it every year in April around the same time. But this is something that you definitely don't want to miss. right?
And just to let you know, the early registration doesn't start until the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
January 16th is early registration for this
Yeah,
event. And it's a powerful event. We've been going for the last 3 years.
yeah,
This will be our fourth year going. And
yeah,
every year we go, we learn something new.
yeah,
We encounter a lot of different people. We meet a lot of make friends. We meet a lot of old friends that we've talked
yeah.
with. So
Improved with,
and cruise with, but
yeah,
it's an enjoyable time and it's an informational time where it's a structured environment
yep.
that you can glean from, that you can get great understanding about your relationship, not only with God, but your relationship with your spouse, with being married.
Right. And you all, we don't have to wait until our marriage needs this attention
Attention.
or need counseling. We want to make sure that we're doing maintenance on our
Yeah.
marriage. And this class here, this event here will help you to where you're actually are getting the help that you need without even you having to go to a counselor.
Mhm.
You know, you can attend these weekend getaways and it helps strengthens your marriage, right?
And
Yeah.
good morning, Pastor Sheila.
Good morning, Pastor
Thank you
Sheila.
for joining us as well.
Yes. And then in September, you all, we're going to be, you can join the Bridge and Hearts Marriage Ministry on an unforgettable 5-day Western Caribbean cruise aboard the Carnival Breeze. And so we're leaving from Galveston, Texas, and on September 26th and returning on October 1st. So this special journey is designed to reconnect and inspire couples. So reserve your spot now and sell into a renewed bond. And you know what? I totally did not bring up the information that you need to see concerning the marriage. The marriage out in April, but I'm gonna put that text in the comments. But this one here, this you have to email. No, that's not
You
the
just
email.
had it up there a
Oh, I
second
did.
ago.
Okay, you're gonna email hardenfam4@aol.com concerning the cruise. And when you email that, it's going to take you straight to the email. And once you go to the email, you're going to just let them know in the email that you need information concerning the cruise. Okay. And then
And
on,
then if you guys didn't get that email, just shoot us a message in the chat, uh, and we can follow up with you
yeah,
regarding that.
if you're interested in
If you're
going on the
interested in going
cruise,
on a
you
cruise,
know what? Yeah, this cruise is actually it costs less than $500 for the for 5 days. For the inside cabins, it's under $500, and for the balcony, it's about $700. But it's for 5 days in the Western Caribbean, and it's round trip. It does not include the airfare, but $500 for a 5-day cruise or 700 if you like the balcony, you know that's a real steal. And you're meeting with other couples, and you know we will have some classes, but then we do have fun time, we have free time. And you all, we're going to start posting some of the information or some of the videos from the last cruise to tell you how much fun we had during these cruises.
and
Okay.
right, just like with the cruises, we don't get too busy where we just do structured
Yeah.
things of classes and everything else, and we neglect the fun time that we can have on the ship
Mm-hmm.
or off the ship. So we balance that out with the event and talk about different issues and have classes, but also we have fun on the ship because
Yeah.
that's how we're going to reconnect with our spouses and just enjoy one another and fellowship with one another and have fun, but also get some vital information on marriage, on relationships.
Right. Yeah. And then for this one, you all go to mjlloydrelationshipcoaches.com/events for that information concerning the Marriage Matters Weekend Getaway. mjlloydrelationshipcoaches.com/events.
Events.
And that's for the Marriage Weekend Getaway. Okay. And for the Valentine's Day event on um on Valentine's Day, you want to make sure what happened?
No, it's left. Because you said on like you didn't really know Valentine's Day was on.
And for the Valentine's Day event, I didn't have a flyer for that.
It's
So,
all good.
yeah, for the Valentine's Day event, you can connect with us and stay in tune. Stay tuned for that because we will be posting that real soon. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's it, honey.
That's good.
Are you talking about me? You know what?
It's all good though.
Yeah.
The balance.
Yeah.
I love you.
Whatever. Yeah, so thank you, Sheila. Thank you for letting us hear you and showing the time that you guys are including PST, which I was able to connect, with you guys on your timeline. Thank you. Yep. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We do appreciate each of you. But listen, we're here at Bridging Hearts. We usually invite other couples as well. And so if you are or if you know of any couples that would like to be a part of this broadcast, please shoot us an inbox on Facebook or email us and we will connect with you because we love interviewing other couples, and that's what Marriage on Purpose is about. It's really giving you different information and different aspects of marriage, because you don't want to just hear our story,
Right.
but when you hear the story of other couples, then they help, bring balance.
Yeah, and just know that you have a story to tell as well. So you just don't want to glean off just us saying something. You have another perspective of marriage. You have different issues that we may have.
Yeah.
But how you resolve those issues and how you work those issues out can help other couples that may think that other people don't have those issues.
Yeah.
But knowing that you have issues and we all have issues.
Yeah.
So let's get that out the way right at this point. But it's how we resolve those issues, how we resolve those conflicts to strengthen our marriage or strengthen our relationship. And we can use those to help other couples because they may be going through the same thing we're going through or the same thing you're going through. But God has downloaded some ways into you on how to resolve that, how to not be so busy in other things and not being able to give that same business to your spouse.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah.
So once again, we want to thank you guys. We're your hosts, Jerry and Rhonda Jackson.
We didn't say that at the beginning, did we?
No, we didn't say that. But we're your hosts.
Yeah.
And we're here every Monday at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But just like and share.
Yeah.
If you know anyone that you think that may be having or going through issues, but even if you're going through those issues and you really just got a revelation that now you are, just go back and look at this live again.
Yeah.
So you can look at some of the structures, look at some of the things that you can do to enhance that and understand why you're going through the things that you're going through.
Yeah.
So these are the purpose of these podcasts that we're doing.
Yeah.
To help married couples.
Yeah. And help bring your marriage back in balance. Because Apostle Turner used to say this, and it still rings well today. God would never sacrifice a family for ministry, nor for a career, for a job. God won't sacrifice a marriage for that.
Amen.
So we have to keep that in mind, right?
That's true.
Amen. So thank you all once again. Thank you. Please like, please share. And especially if you know of anyone that's going through any of this, this is just practical tips to help you, grow in your marriage. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, that's it. So thank you all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We do appreciate each of you, and we thank God for you. So yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate you joining this morning.
God bless.
God bless you.
Honest, open, transparent, you see. Bridging hearts, baby, where love's supposed to be. From the vows we set to the dreams we chase.